Good evening. Coming to you again in the later part of the day. I hope you've had a good day on this Wednesday, September the 29th. You have a little shot of the lake there, some of the trees, but want you to focus on the fence. This wooden fence, that board needs a little work. Wooden fence behind our property, for which we're extremely grateful. Not only the wooden planks, but then in between the planks, you have a little barbed wire, as we talked about yesterday. I have a friend of mine that owns a ranch out in far west Texas. Whee, whee, whee. A little yodel for you. Far west Texas. 254 counties in Texas. This particular ranch is in one of the top 5 largest counties by way of size, landmass. He told me that in that county that they are a fence-out only county. The raising of cattle out in that county is approached like the old-fashioned open range. You can't fence your cattle in. The only thing you can do by way of putting up a fence, a boundary, is to keep someone else's cattle off of your property. Yesterday we talked about the fact that other than for decorative purposes, fences only serve one of 2 purposes, which would be either to keep things out or to keep things in. Yesterday we talked about keeping the good things in. Today, keeping the bad things out. There's a little word in the Old Testament. Some of you are familiar with the word Shema, hear, Deuteronomy 6, hear, O Israel. The word hear, Shema, there's a Hebrew word as it comes over into English, adding just one letter, the letter R, it is the word shamar. It's used hundreds of times in the Old Testament. It means to build a fence around, a hedge of thorns, to build a protective boundary and barrier. So not only do we need to keep watch over our heart to keep the good things in, the Word of God and the things of God, but we also need to have a boundary, as it were, shamar, a fence, to keep the bad things out. The first psalm tells us that blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Let me encourage you with this one thought. Every thought that comes into your mind does not have to be given room, does not have to be entertained. Let me encourage you to set up pleasant boundaries, as the book of Psalms talks about, not only to keep the good things in your heart, but also to keep the bad things out. As a person thinks in his heart, so is he. And so let me encourage you today, you don't have to entertain every thought that passes through your mind, but keep the bad things out. It'll be to your good and to God's glory. Hope you've had a wonderful day. God bless you. Have a good evening.